Good morning and welcome to the Backpacktrader training room for Tuesday, September 26th. October 1st. I'm looking at the time. And August 1st, 2023. Please note the required risk disclosure. This room is for educational and information purposes only. It is not to be considered individual financial advice. Trading of this type carries substantial risks and should only be attempted with funds that you can afford to do without. All right, jump in. Crude oil this morning, picking up a long trade, or rather I'm backwards this morning. A short trade sets up about 12 minutes ahead of our start time, but it doesn't trigger in till almost 2 minutes after 2 minutes at 2:04. So it's after our start time. It's one tick above the session low at the time. So I would push that down to 81.12. Give it a tick beyond the session low. It still triggers in, picks up a minimum 10 ticks to target 1, does not hit target 2, so it comes back for a single tick on the second position on the break-even stop. And a one and done session. Unleaded is a little bit different. We have a long setup this time that triggers in before our start time, but our 9 o'clock is right here. And you got plenty of time to get in right here. That is a get in sync. So then it heads downward, sets up this short trade at 87.69. That would be a stop and reverse at 64. But it goes through in 4 seconds. 901.02 to 901.06 and never comes back. And looking at that chart, I expect we probably took a full loss on that first trade before we could even mark it out. So that was a 59 tick risk, so 118 tick loss, and a no trade on the short, even though it was very successful. That's a no trade. So then we pick up the long, 902.42. And we're just about to open up the market. The YM is flat. It looks like we have a pending get in sync trade on soybeans. And yeah, that's a couple of quick bars. And there it is. And no trick, it doesn't trigger in. In fact, we trigger into a short. Nothing on the YM. Set up 1 second before our start, but I would be willing to bet that went through too fast to catch it. Oh yeah. You're well down beyond target 2 in 2 seconds. So way too fast to catch that opening on the micro Russell. Soybeans in a short. There was lots of time to get into that trade. Micro Russell stops out. So we pick up On unleaded, we picked up the long trade at 902.42 setup. That didn't actually trigger in until like a minute and a half or so later. So the order should definitely have been in. Picks up, target 1 traders pick up 53, target 2 traders pick up 82, and we trail up to almost target 3, 619. So that's going to be a 2 and done POQ. And we'll go to the micro NQ because that will start in about 3 minutes, about 2.5, actually about 2:15. Soybeans trying to push down to that target. We're 13 ticks. Came back, test the 50 EMA, and a short trade on the YM is a full stop out. Russell looks like that. Yep, that one went through too fast also. Another no trade, so still no trades on the Russell. Testing the 50 EMA again on soybeans. 2 stop and reverse trades filtered out by hybrid mode. Trend indicator is solidly headed downward at the moment. Russell is again flat now. Please do say hello in the chat. Pound Aussie actually got us in and out this morning pretty quickly. This trade set up about a little over 3.5 minutes before our start time, but did not trigger in. And actually looks like we got that swing just above the entry just before start time, and then the rest of the bar formed in like 2 minutes. So that spike was up to 98 flat, and I would want to get above that, and you got the 9300 right above it. So I would go to 9301. Make the 5 tick adjustment, make it push through. It's already shown it's got some resistance to the 50 is providing some resistance, so make it push through both the 50 and the 9300. You end up picking up 15 ticks or 15 pips to target 1 and 3 pips to the trailer, which essentially gives you a break even on the additional 3 positions after spread, and a small win for the morning. And soybeans taking another shot. YM looks like we've got a long trade at 761, and then a short stop and reverse at 734. So 734 has not triggered in, so we are actually still long. Stop and reverse would have been 736, but we're going to key level adjust any kind of a stop around the 5, so it would go to 34. That's why it goes to 34. And our money management is right up there. So the calculator's tracking, the reversal trade did stop out, so that's off the table. We're still in this long back here. And now the system is triggered into a new long. And we ultimately did get target 1 and a couple of ticks on the trailer. 31.50 from 32.25. So we got 3 ticks on the trailer, 3 positions, that's 9 ticks. And we pick up 13 on the target, 22 ticks. 5.5 points. So a nice little win. First trade on the micro NQ is a long. Looks to be, and we just triggered into that. So again, so we're definitely in the long. Russell over here. Looks like we definitely have a winner on that short. Target's 3-4 and trailer just below target 2. Then we have another long. If we could get in that, let's see, 34, yeah. 12 seconds on that bar, so definitely in that trade. This one getting targets 3 and 4 and just stopped out at 99.4. And now a short, 2 wins out of the gate and plenty of time to get into the short. So still long on YM. Soybeans is POQ. And taking some heat now on our oh, looks like we actually did get in sync with that the short on the micro NQ. So we take a full loss, and now we're in second trade that's in trouble. Definitely in the short on the micro Russell. And a stop and reverse on the YM. 44, 744, and we did trigger into that, so we are short. Loss from 761 to 744, 17 ticks, risk 34 tick loss. Micro NQ still in the long trade. Micro Russell stopping out for a break even, so 2 wins and a break even. And we're taking some heat now on YM short trade, stop at 772. And our risk is 28 with the stop and reverse. Good up move into session highs, but seeming to run out of steam a little bit, but it's still not able to push down significantly through the 20 SMA. SMA is flattening out, but it's just hanging around right on top of the 20 SMA. Hey, good morning, Pamela. All right, micro NQ is trying to work its way up. Pushed above this prior swing high, 15,801, actually 15,802. It's not pushing through it yet. IM is short. YM's hanging around right around the entry, adjusted entry at 42, 44, yeah, 44. Short setup on the micro Russell. Looks like we did touch it and just hit the stop, so that trade is off the table. I'm going to assume avoidable. And the micro NQ picking up a second full stop out. That is a note, unless, well, let's take a look and see if we got in there. Duplicate this one. Horizontal line there. Make it a 4-second chart. Yep, touched the entry on the first 4-second bar, so not going to be a, and ended up at 4 seconds it was up here. So that is going to be a no trade. Alright, different setup here. Micro NQ did not hit the entry, so therefore this trade is actually still valid even though it went through the stop. So short setup on the micro NQ. And a long trade on the micro Russell. That looked like there was probably time to catch it initially. One tick from money there's money management. So we are at, should be at break even now, 96.7. Hiding behind the 50 EMA is a good place for that stop. Target 2, target 3, it looks like. Yes, target 3 and trailing at 96.9. So this will be win number 3 and at 1 break even on the micro Russell. Excuse me. Stop and reverse setup on the YM. 66, and it hasn't gotten there. $18-tick risk to the stop and reverse. Still in the short, even though the calculator's tracking the long. We are not in the long yet because of our stop and reverse adjustment. 22 tick risk. And there is a new short setup. If that triggers, it will cancel the stop and reverse long. Russell still hanging in there. 96.9 is the current stop. Finding resistance at the 200 EMA and the 2000 level. See if it can push up through 2000. Is that the target 4 is exactly 2000. And we've gotten to 99.9. That's a case where I definitely would take profit if it got that close. But it hits the 2000. And trailing stop comes up to 97.3. Our stop and reverse did cancel with the new short trade triggered in on the calculator, but we are actually in the short from here. Didn't bounced off the 50 EMA, didn't quite get down to our money management level at 730. Micro NQ trade triggering in short. The calculator's not going to track this because it hit the entry and the stop on the same bar, so it doesn't know how to handle it. But YM definitely in a sideways pattern. New stop and reverse 61, and that one does trigger in long, so we are back to long again. That was a 17 tick risk, so another 34 tick loss. And right back to our long from 61. This one's not quite as big as the original one. That would have been nicer, but money management at 774. And stopping out at 97.3 on the micro Russell. That's 3 wins. One more win or 2 more trades for the session. Since we have no losses yet, we definitely are going to take we'll take at least 1 more trade if it's a win, but if anything but wins, then we can take 2 more. Or rather, anything but a win on the next trade. and we can take a second. Money management and maybe target one at 776, and we got to 777. So yep, target one in hand, setting new session highs on the YM. Actually, target is going to be target 2 on that, because that is going to be just 15 ticks to target 1. So we will look for target 2 at 787 for 26. And stop at 62 currently. YM playing at session highs, in micro NQ just above session lows. Yeah, over 100 points, right at 100 points below the session high. And stopping out on the YM, got to 786, we missed by a tick, and then stopped out. In fact, missed by a tick 3 times. I would definitely have traded for profit there. Quick long setup Now, was that... Oh, and we're in our 10 o'clock crude session, which has not had any trades yet. That one was too early. Yeah, 6 seconds. That one was not tradable, so then we pick up the short at 783 since we weren't in the long. We don't adjust that one. All right. Finally stopping out on the micro NQ. That is loss number 3 and ends the session. So the micro NQ getting stuck in the noise there. Okay, where are we going from? And there's our first trade on crude, 81.46. No trigger yet. That would have been a 4th loss on the micro NQ before. Looks like this may be a winner. Trade number 5 is a short on the micro Russell. Just touched it. And now let's check and see if that is going to be a valid. Nope, that was within the first 4 seconds. So that is a no trade. Hitting the stop. Another trade avoided. Crude in the long trade. Crude testing, punching through the 50 EMA and reversing to short. We took a full loss on the long trade. That's the YM I'm looking at, excuse me. Yeah, crude testing the 50 EMA. Filtered short trade, that's a squeeze. Just barely up below the 200, so, but still in the long. YM's caught in more noise. That was a no trade on the long. We entered the short and then stopped and reversed to long at, now that would be 801, and we still got triggered in for a full stop out. And now we're in a short, and I think we're at our 6 trades. Messy work on the YM this morning, along with some of the others as well. No trade on the Russell. And crude challenging our stop, and there it is, stopping out. So loss on the first trade at the 10 a.m. mini session. Everybody's being quiet this morning. Pamela's the only one that's even said hello. Micro NQ with a 5th full loss in a row. We're out after 3. Okay, that long trade unfortunately we would likely be in, and so there is loss number 1, and now we go back to short on the micro Russell for trade number 6. 3 wins, 1 break even, 1 loss. And now we see what we can do with the short. And the answer is it's definitely going to be at least a break even. And it's going to be win number 4. As we get a breakdown, micro NQ setting new session lows, micro Russell approaching session lows, and the YM coming off of its session highs. Target 4 on the micro Russell. No new trades on crude, just the 1 loss so far. Can still take 2 more trades. Micro Russell 93.2 for the trailing stop. Micro NQ, trade number 6 before we even got to our first break even. So definitely good that we stop at 3 losses. That would not have been a good session. It was not a good session and would have been even worse. 92.2 for the Russell. And the YM now passing through its session open, so, and testing its 200 EMA. Spotlight chart, 14 tick range bar, 14 point momentum bar for TradeStation. $91.2 for the micro Russell. And the micro Russell stopping out at 91.2 to end its session with 4 winning trades at 6 trade mark as well. And a short trade on crude. Short on crude. And everything else is done. See where this crude trade goes, and that will probably call it a session. $14-tick risk on the first trade, 28-tick loss. This one will give us targets 2 and 3 for 15 and 20 or 35 ticks. So that would put us POQ if we get both targets. Almost to money management on the crude trade. $81.09, there it is, money management. stops to break even, plus 1 tick. And targets 1 and 2 on crude breaking down and getting us to POQ that quickly. All right, folks. Questions? Alita, yeah, I do not, because I don't use MT4. That it's specifically for MT4 at this point. He has, at least at one point in his roadmap, he was going to eventually port that to NinjaTrader, but that has not happened yet. But yes, Troy still uses FX Synergy for his Forex trading, because he does use MT4 on Owanda for his trade executions. He charts on TradeStation and uses FX Synergy for trade execution and management. And Troy still does have a discount code for FX Synergy. It's not a buy, it's actually a subscription service. Yeah, it's a subscription license, not a one-time lifetime license. Yeah, I understand that the developer on FX Synergy had some health issues, so that may have slowed that progress down. But yes, I would, because I've actually got on Owanda during the period when NinjaTrader wasn't introducing Forex Broker, and actually partnered with Owanda for a while before Ninja exited the Forex market as a broker. You can still chart on it, but yeah, I have an Owanda account that I can actually trade directly from NinjaTrader. So that's the way I trade Forex, and it's really been helpful. Oh, that would be interesting if FX Synergy was a lifetime license. And ever since Troy has looked at it, it's been an annual subscription license. Yeah, that would have been way back. Now, from a developer standpoint, the problem with the lifetime license model is you got to continue to sell new licenses to continue development. Versus with a subscription model, you have ongoing income. You're okay. Funded accounts on MT5. Yeah, that doesn't help much. Although I suspect MT5 is probably more likely to be in his roadmap than NinjaTrader, because apparently he does not like programming in NinjaScript at all. Troy had him on, and he did express a dislike for the NinjaScript environment. Troy was using another trade manager originally that kind of disappeared and quit working. So that's when he transitioned to FX Synergy, and that has been a good trade manager for quite some time. And in no doubt, I agree. It's a solid trade manager, and I would love to see it come in for NinjaTrader, because it would be really nice especially for signal service, to be able to just copy the trade out off of the alert and paste it just drop it right into FX Synergy, which is something he had done to interface with Troy's alert service, his Spotlight FX alert service. Yeah, coding some of that stuff is not easy. I've done some programming but not on anything on this kind of levels. All right, that actually completes all of our charts this morning. Oh, okay, now Micro NQ now starts to move. Gave us a target 2 win on the trade number 6 short, and now we have a target 2 and coming up on target 3 on the long side. So the market's starting to move right now, but if you have any of Troy's strategies, you can get the discount code, and that cuts the subscription down to about $300 a year. Which is not bad. Go to backpacktrader.com, and that will kind of point you in the direction. I'm showing Spotlight Power Trader on the YM, on Crude, and on the Pound Aussie, and on Unleaded, which, let's see, that was there. Catapult Trader on the Micro Russell and the Micro NQ there. Those are custom Renko bars using Unirenko. And then Counterpunch Trader on soybeans in the lower right. So it's several different possibilities. And you also should be able to get some information on this swing trade signal service for Forex. All right, folks. Unless there are questions, I'm going to call it a morning. We'll see you back here at 9:30 tomorrow morning for our regular session, and then 10:30 for the crude oil inventory session this week. So you're quite welcome, Pamela. Let's see. Oops, that's not what I want. Yeah, there we go. This is the Backpacktrader YouTube channel. The yeah, here's the Backpacktrader. Here's your different systems: Counterpunch Express, Spotlight Master Suite, Catapult Trader. And he's got a couple of books out: Daytrading Quick Start Guide and Forex Quick Start Guide. Both of those are available on Amazon. We've got a Discord server. That would be the Trade Hacking Club, and use that for the FX alert service, as well as his CEO Trader Mastermind group. The discount code is on the owner sites for the various strategies. You don't he doesn't just give that away for free. Well, it's not necessarily a course. They're actually the strategies. They're programmed for NinjaTrader, oops, TradeStation, and some of them are coded for MT4. None of them are coded at this point for MT5 that I know of. And some of them are also coded for Thinkorswim. But the two major charting platforms that his are coded for, TradeStation and NinjaTrader. Those are just the more powerful programming environments for custom strategies like this. No, that's anyone. Counterpunch is a solid. Counterpunch Express is an entry level for that, just a pared down version. Spotlight, Master Suite, Catapult Trader are all strategies. And then there's also his Spotlight FX Swing Trade Alert Service, that's the one that he really had paired the discount code for FX Synergy with. That's where its primary use is in the swing trade, because you can actually with the tool that the FX Synergy developer created for Troy, you can actually just copy the alerts right out of Discord and paste them into FX Synergy, and you don't have to transcribe, so it's very quick to get trades placed. See, Counterpunch, I believe Counterpunch is definitely coded for MT4. One of the major limitations of MT4 is the time-based charts, unless you're willing to pay for other bar type, pay for custom programming for other bar types. And Troy is very much a proponent of price action trading, which time-based charts don't necessarily have any rhyme or reason for the size of the bars. You may have very large price changes during a particular time period, or very small changes. So you never know what you're going to get for trades. But yeah, Counterpunch Express and Counterpunch, I believe, are both, they're same code base. Counterpunch Express is just a limited edition of Counterpunch Trader. And Counterpunch Trader is what is the trading, the strategy that he uses for the trades in the FX Spotlight FX alert service. And link shouldn't be broken because that's exactly where I am right there. Backpacktrader.com. Oh, okay, you mean. Click on that one. Ah, yeah, it is. Well, that one tried to go to CPX2. I will have to let Troy know about that. Okay, that one's working. Catapults there. All right, yeah, I'll let Troy know that those are not working and see if they can't get those fixed. I noticed that they're both pointing the same place. So yeah, I will let Troy know about that and see if he can't get that fixed. All right. Yeah, the first two, CPT and CPX2 are both not working. They're actually pointing to the same page, I noticed. So I will let him know to see if he can't get those fixed. Get his website manager to take care of those. All right. Anything else? You're quite welcome. You have a great day yourself. As I say, I'm normally in here Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 9:30 for our regular sessions, and then either Wednesday or Thursday, occasionally Friday. For every 4 or 5 years, once every 4 or 5 years, crude oil inventory session is on a Friday. But about once a month it's on a Thursday when we have a Monday holiday. And normally it's Wednesdays at 10:30 Eastern, U.S. Eastern Time. As I say, about once a month when we have a Monday holiday, It's going to be on Thursday at 11, and I've only seen it once in 8 years that it's been on Friday. It happened to be a confluence of Election Day and Memorial Day, I believe, that year. All right, folks. Everyone have a good one, and we will see everybody next time. See you tomorrow.